hundreds of job losses. That's according to a lecturers' union who say the plans to cut 400 academic posts at the university would destroy lives. Well, Mike Griffiths is live for us in Cathays now. And Mike, the university's annual financial report today revealing lots of money in reserves.
That's certainly the case, Jonathan. Let's just remind ourselves of what we've learnt this week. The announcement of those posts that are at risk of redundancy, entire schools, prestigious schools here of nursing, of music, of modern languages to close altogether potentially, and others to be merged. Now, the announcements today, originally through leaked figures but confirmed by the university, shows that its net assets actually increased by some 25% last year, meaning it has unrestricted reserves of just over £500 million. Huge numbers. Not quite as simple as one might think. They argue that those aren't cash that it can just dip into. Now, the UCU, the lecturers' union, says that at least a proportion of that could and should be used to slow the pace of these severe cuts.
Now, we understand that all 500 million plus of those reserves can't be tapped into, and the university's making a lot out of that. But that's a bit of a red herring, because 188 million of those reserves can actually be tapped into and are actually accessible. And we're not saying use that all up. We're saying use a small amount of that to fund a more cautious, more evidence-based and more humane recovery plan.
Well, Cardiff University says it can't consider that. That's not money that it can access easily, and says it has a deficit, really a difference between the money that it spends versus what it comes in of 31.2 million in the last year, and that's on teaching and research costs. Now, all universities, as we know, are actually, and we've been talking about this week, are under huge financial pressure, particularly those that have previously relied on big income from international students coming in. Those figures have dropped over the last few years. Now, the UCU says it's preparing to ballot its members on strike action. These are questions and very, very difficult challenges that aren't going to be resolved easily.
OK, Mike Griffiths in Cardiff, thanks very much indeed.